This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight on the news, the first hearing today between Senator Julie Slama and Charles Herbster.
Plus, a group of UNL students are helping with a special project in Germany involving a World War II aircraft.
But first, another round of summer heat isn't the only notable weather today. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Along with the heat, some areas could see some storms tonight.
That's right, most of eastern Nebraska and a slight risk for severe weather. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer for the very latest off the top of our newscast tonight. John?
Yeah, if you notice a little bit cooler outside today, well, you probably haven't noticed it because it's still very warm. Temperatures in the mid-90s across much of southeast Nebraska. Humidity is still sticking around. However, for some of you, a cold front has passed through and it's brought you some slightly cooler air and some drier air as well. We look off to the south and west from the station. We're starting to watch some clouds beginning to build out that direction. Also, you'll notice a lot of haze out there as well. It's currently 93 degrees in Lincoln, 93 degrees in Beatrice, 92 degrees in Hebron. We've got humidity high. Dew points are in the mid-60s in Lincoln. It's 67 in Beatrice and a muggly 71 right now in Nebraska City. So you factor those in together, we have heat indices in the middle to upper 90s. Now, right now, radar is quiet across southeast Nebraska. I mentioned there's a cold front that's through the area. You can see the clouds that are developing along the cold front, and these will keep building off to the north as this front begins to lift to the north this evening. Now, currently no thunderstorms being seen anywhere along this line, but there is a lot of instability. That's what the colors are representing. You can look at the legend, and we will likely see some thunderstorms developing along the northern edge of where you're going between moderate to high instability. That's where the cold front is located right now. And so within the next probably 2 to 3 hours, we may start to see some bubbling up. For the rest of this evening, 93 degrees by 6, chance for thunderstorms by 8, also a chance by 10, still holding on to 80 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll time up the thunderstorms. They're not our usual time period for thunderstorms, as these will be going on during the overnight hours for the most part. And who's got the best chance for seeing the storms? Plus, there is more heat and humidity returning to the area. Well, the details of my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you very much, John. And speaking of the weather, yesterday we broke a record in Lincoln with a high of 103, but John mentioned not quite as bad today with mid-90s.
People are trying to beat the heat any way possible, whether that's getting an ice cream from the ice cream van or maybe playing in the water at the splash pad at Trago Park near Vine Street. Kids were finding any way possible to cool down. Can't blame them. And for those who do not have anywhere to go to beat the heat, one place is opening its doors as a cooling center.
Matt Talbot is open during business hours for anyone who needs a break from the heat.
Most importantly, the extreme temperatures can be dangerous, so we want everyone in the community to be safe. It's very simple for us to provide this, just an open place for people to come to. So really, we just want everybody to be safe and do our part to help with that.
Matt Talbot is providing water and a place to get cool Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. They're located near 27th and Fair Streets. Meals are offered as well, but only during designated meal times. They also plan on going out throughout the city, giving out water to homeless people on the streets. The latest now on the legal battle between State Senator Julie Slama and Charles Herbster.
She accuses him of groping her. He filed a defamation lawsuit. The first court hearing started today in Gage County, and Channel 8's Joseph Nasser was in Beatrice. He joins us live now with the latest. Joseph.
Good evening, Rod and Megan. You talk about beating the heat. It was heated inside the Gage County courtroom. The hearing just adjourned about 40 minutes ago, and today's hearing more petty than productive at times. Several motions were heard today, but each of the two legal parties spent more time trying to one-up each other.
Within our proposed complaint, we have a copy of a tweet
As you'll see, what was supposed to be a hearing quickly turned into a game of political, semantical, legal football. The attorneys of Senator Julie Slama and Charles Herbster, who was noticeably absent from the proceeding, as mentioned, took turns one-upping each other on a various variety of semantical arguments as Judge Rick Schreiner went through a series of motions, most of which were filed by the Herbster camp.
She avers that I was wearing the dress where I was sexually assaulted.
Your Honor, we object to those those exhibits. I'm sorry, on the basis of relevance, hearsay, lack of authentication.
There's this continued use of this phrase, sexual assault. which has a libelous and defamatory meaning per se.
8 minutes into the hearing, as you just saw, Herbster's attorney presented this tweet posted by Slama a few months ago, making the case that the use of the term sexual assault should be used as evidence of grievous harm. And the Slama team, as you heard, countered by saying there isn't sufficient evidence to validate that tweet. We spoke with Slama quickly after the hearing was adjourned. Take a listen.
This has never been about politics. This has always been about me coming forward about the sexual assault perpetrated by Charles Herbster upon me and trying to protect that from happening to other young women.
Now, the hearing rolled on for about an hour, then the parties took a break. The judge encouraged them to confer with each other, and then after about an hour and a half or so, they reconvened to adjourn. Some other notes from today's hearing: Judge Schreiner overruled Herbster's motion to quash the deposition while saying he'd would consider a protective order. This hearing and activities surrounding this case is supposed to be revisited in July. We'll have more from Senator Slama and what she had to say after the hearing later tonight at 6 and 10. Here in Beatrice, Yosef Nasser, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you very much for the live report, Yosef. In Washington, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol, announcing its next hearing scheduled for tomorrow has been postponed.
The committee will now hold its next public hearing on Thursday. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more from Washington.
Tonight, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection, postponing Wednesday's hearing and the planned testimony of Donald Trump's former acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, who took office after Bill Barr's resignation and the committee claims was the target of repeated requests from Trump to investigate baseless election fraud claims. A committee spokesperson saying the proceedings were postponed due to scheduling issues. The next hearing will take place Thursday. The committee promising its presentation will zero in on Trump's alleged attempts to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to block the certification of Joe Biden's Electoral College victory. Pence refused to do so.
Well, January 6th was a tragic day, and we were able to complete our duty under the Constitution of the United States of America.
In Monday's hearing, the committee playing testimony from 10 top Trump advisors who told the then president his claims of voter fraud were baseless. But Trump rejected their views, choosing to embrace election conspiracy theories pushed by attorneys Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani.
What they were proposing, I thought, was nuts.
I thought, boy, if he really believes this stuff, he has, lost contact with he's become detached from reality.
There's some controversy in the committee after Chair Benny Thompson said the panel won't refer anyone to the Justice Department for criminal prosecution. But a spokesperson and other members later leaving the door open for potential criminal referrals.
When our hearings are complete, we'll have a conversation on next steps.
Even without a referral from the committee, the Department of Justice can still bring criminal charges tied to January 6th. Attorney General Merrick Garland says he and his prosecutors have been watching these hearings closely. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
Back to local news, holding steady. That's what officials say the COVID situation is doing here locally right now.
The risk dial remaining in the elevated yellow category for the second straight week. Last week, there were just under 500 new cases reported, which is down a bit. Right now, there are 32 COVID patients here in Lancaster County. Our local positivity rate increased from 14.5% to 16.7%. We have more information on our website, klkntv.com. The Lincoln School Board voting on a couple of issues tonight that could affect your child.
The first, voting on a pay increase to help with teacher shortages. If approved, substitute teachers would see a pay increase. They'd go from $165 a day to $171. During the pandemic, teacher shortages shot up as high as 40%. Most of that came from early retirement or people leaving teaching altogether.
The second vote, whether to raise lunch prices by 5 cents a day or about $1 a month. That would only be for students who pay full price for lunch, so keep that in mind. Like everyone else, LPS is feeling the pinch of rising prices worldwide. We'll have the latest on these votes coming up on social media and, of course, our newscast at 10 o'clock. A group from UNL arrived in Germany this week as part of an excavation project of a World War II aircraft.
But as Channel 8's Andrew Ward reports, it's what or who they could find in the rubble that gives this trip a little extra meaning.
These individuals have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, and it's the least we could do to try and bring them home.
Digging up the bones of war heroes. That's the assignment for a group of 13 from UNL, including 11 students. They're currently in Munster, Germany, helping excavate a B-24H bomber like the one you see here, which is believed to have crashed in 1945 during World War II. UNL anthropology professor Bill Belcher says it's an opportunity for these students to give families of U.S. veterans some closure.
Everybody that we go out and look for and search for was somebody's husband, somebody's brother, somebody's son. I think that's what keeps people motivated.
And this is personal for Belcher and grad student Mason McKinney. Both have military family members. So despite being in Europe for the first time, Mason says he'll stay motivated.
The mission that we have, it's pretty easy to stay focused because you know you're working for such a good cause.
And this is indeed a full-time job, as UNL has partnered with the U.S. Department of Defense's POW and MIA accounting agency. Students will be trained and then work 9 to 10-hour days.
In muddy, cold, wet conditions at times, excavating and recovering different kinds of material and biological evidence.
And Belcher hopes this hands-on experience of a lifetime is something students at UNL can be a part of for years to come.
I'm hoping that we'll be doing this until the U.S. government tells us not to, or until we are tired of doing it.
Reporting in Lincoln, Andrew Ward, Channel 8 News.
Nebraska volleyball just announced their 2022 schedule.
The Huskers will start on August 26th and 27th by hosting Texas A&M Corpus Christi, as well as Tulsa and Pepperdine and the Husker Invitational at the Devaney. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock in sports, Lauren Michelson will take a look at the entire upcoming season. And coming up on the news, in Yellowstone National Park, record rainfall washing away roads and destroying homes.
We'll have more of the incredible footage after the break.
Arby's new Market Fresh lemonades are $1, made with real fruit puree.
Dramatic video coming out of Yellowstone National Park tonight.
Flooding causing the evacuation in some parts of the park and forced officials to close all entrances indefinitely. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Oh my! Inside Yellowstone National Park, rivers are peaking right now, creating incredible scenes like this of homes washing away. While rain on Sunday and Monday in some areas of the Rockies played a role, these scenes are the result of near record high temperatures over the weekend that melted upper elevation snow. The ground was frozen under that snow, so the runoff had nowhere to go but downriver. The Yellowstone River raging. The iconic park, popular for summer vacations, is closed to anybody entering. All 5 park entrances are closed until at least midweek.
We checked out of our hotel this morning and we're going to head into Yellowstone. Some man said, "Have you not heard the news yet?" He said, "You're not leaving anytime soon."
And those who were already in the park are being told they should try to get out if they can. That's tough to do with so many roads and bridges wiped out by the raging waters and mudslides. The soil is so brittle this home shed collapsed in the current. In parts of Montana, people are being told it's not safe to drink the tap water. The extreme weather goes beyond Yellowstone. Chicago last night had a supercell thunderstorm that tore through a large area into Indiana. And much of the country has been baking under extreme heat from coast to coast. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
Another hazy, sunny, hot day. I can't say hot. It's a warm day outside with temperatures in the low to mid-90s. You almost got me there. And the heat indices have stayed just below 100 degrees this afternoon. Taking a live look right now from Allo Communications back to the south and west. Definitely a warm day across the region. 94 is the highest I've seen it so far hit the airport in Lincoln. We're at this hour at 93 degrees. It's 94 at East Campus, 93 degrees on the east side of town, 94 on the south side of town, and low 90s as you head out to the southwest side of town. It is warmer to the south and southeast. It is not as warm as you head further to the west. That is back behind a cold front. Dew points aren't as high out there either, so the heat index, or the feel-like temperature, not as bad there. It feels like it's 95 in Lincoln, feels like it's 96 in Beatrice, it feels like 102 in Falls City, and 99 is what it feels like right now in Nebraska City. Radar is quiet at this moment. I am expecting to see some thunderstorms begin to develop on radar probably in the next 2 to 3 hours. There is a cold front that is just off to the south and east of Lincoln. You can see clouds that are developing along this front. And as we go through the rest of the evening, that's where we'll probably see some thunderstorms developing on the back edge of that front. So right now you can see instability ahead of it. Of the front is much higher. We're talking moderate, high, and even extreme in far southwest Iowa and extreme southeastern Nebraska. I think it's right along this line right here is where we'll probably start to see some thunderstorms developing by 6 or 7 o'clock, and Stormcast will support that as well. 5:30 things are quiet as we head towards 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock we'll start to see some thunderstorms developing down towards Gage County and down towards Jefferson County. These will then start to slide off to the north. And then as we go through the evening hours, we'll watch some more thunderstorms begin to blossom up and develop. Some of these could produce some large hail initially before transitioning to more of a damaging wind threat. And these will be storms that go on through the overnight hours. By midnight, thunderstorms right along I-80 from Omaha down through Lincoln, back out towards Grand Island and Kearney. And then eventually these will start to lift off to the north after we get past midnight. So I think probably in the Lincoln area we'll keep a chance for a thunderstorm in the forecast through about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before they all drift off to the north. Main threat late tonight would be damaging winds, initially large hail, and also initially we can't rule out the chance for an isolated tornado, and there could be some heavy rains that could produce some localized flooding as well. Stormcast suggesting 1, maybe 1.5 inches of rain if you get caught underneath some of these thunderstorms, especially if they train or move over the same area for several hours this evening. Otherwise, speaking of this evening, temperatures going from the low 90s at 6 o'clock, upper 80s by 8, will drop down into the 60s by tomorrow morning. So some cooler air coming, which, by the way, we only dropped to, I think it was 80 degrees this morning in Lincoln, so it was a very warm morning. Tomorrow, we'll see our temperatures rebounding. I think we'll make it back up into the mid-80s, if not even some upper 80s tomorrow. 89 in Beatrice, 87 in Lincoln, and 86 degrees in Seward. Winds will be gusting at times to 20 miles per hour. And we're going to bring heat and humidity back our way as an upper-level hot dome starts to move back and move right over the top of us Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and for Monday, and that's going to bring us heat indices back into the triple digits. Notice how they jump up to near 105 on Friday, lower 100 Saturday, as well as near 105 again on Sunday. 7-day forecast then shows a thunderstorm possible late Thursday night into early Friday morning. Otherwise, hazy conditions Friday and Saturday, a high of 100 degrees on Saturday, 102 on Sunday, 101 on Monday. Again, where you see the HX, that is peak heat index forecast for each one of these days. So it can feel like 105 Friday, 105 on Sunday, and then a chance for some thunderstorms coming away by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
Whew. We might all just melt over the weekend.
At least we get that break before, right?
Well,
break
yeah. Jinx. And so, yeah, this weekend, make sure you find some shade. Make sure you stay inside for periods of time, because 100 degrees is still 100 degrees.
Absolutely. All right, thank you, John. A split day on Wall Street today, the Dow falling 152 points. NASDAQ, though, gaining about 20. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, guns in America.
Finally tonight, a dog in a gorilla enclosure at a California zoo ends up needing to be rescued.
And police chasing a speeding driver say an unexpected wild animal in his car tried to flee the scene. Jen Sullivan has more in tonight's Take a Look at This.
No. Ah! No! Oh my God! A dog running for his life from two gorillas inside a zoo enclosure. This can't end well, except it does. The video of the encounter has gone viral. Take a look. It happened at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park over the weekend. Zoo officials are unsure how the dog managed to jump into the gorilla habitat. Wildlife care specialists had to move the two gorillas out of the area so workers could rescue the dog. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Zoo officials say the shepherd was safely rescued and no one was injured. but say it could have ended much worse.
Nervous, afraid, understandably so. He was in a new environment with new smells.
Local media report the dog did not have a microchip, so now it's at the Humane Society in hopes that someone comes forward. Now to another chase that had this bizarre twist: a gator in a speeding car. Deputies in Michigan were chasing the driver when they spotted this alligator. The deputies nicknamed it Karen and say it tried to flee the scene during the stop. Officers were able to chase Karen down, and she, Karen, also taken into custody along with a speeding driver. And speaking of things you don't see every day, a plane making an emergency landing at a golf course in Colorado. Both pilots are okay, and the plane caused only a bit of damage to the course. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. But take a look at this. I'm Jen Sullivan.
All right, final check of the forecast, John.
Yeah, we are watching for the potential for some thunderstorms to develop in the next probably 60 to 90 minutes. Nothing out there right now on radar. We are watching a band of clouds, cumulus clouds beginning to develop, and it's also where some instability is located, and it's in a circled area. I think we could see these thunderstorms again, probably in the next 60 to 90 minutes.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. See you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Above ground from $33 per month. Semi-in-ground from $98 per month. In-ground starting at $29,999. Supreme Spa and Pool.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
It's Supreme Spa and Pool's 4th of July sale. Get great deals now through July 4th weekend. Wellness, Bullfrog, and Stealth Spas. In stock, ready for immediate delivery. Cash and carry hot tubs from $39.99. Above ground pool packages as low as $33 per month. In-ground pool starting at $29.99. Stealth semi-in-ground as low as $98 per month. Our 4th of July sale at Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
I would recommend Aloe to everybody that walks in the door. In fact, I have. Try Aloe. They're 1,000 times better than our last provider.
This Father's Day, give Dad the joy of nature, a backyard full of beautiful songbirds. Wild Bird Habitat stores have an unsurpassed variety of bird feeders to attract all your favorites, along with bird houses, bird baths, and of course, the best selection and over 20 varieties of quality bulk and packaged wild bird feed that are non-GMO and pesticide-free. Treat Dad this Father's Day with great gifts of nature from the Wild Bird Habitat stores in the Alamo Plaza at 56th and Highway 2 or 4900 Dudley Street.
Right now, you're busy taking care of the people you love. Let Window World take care of the place you live. Window World, America's exterior remodeler. Improving homes, changing lives.
See care in a new light at Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, where top medical minds lift you up, where the very best in specialized rehabilitation brings out your very best, where over 60 years of breakthroughs in research and technology spark your newfound strength. In our world-class hospitals, this is something greater than rehabilitation. It's renewed strength for life. Learn more at madonnarehab.org.
Fly through LNK, a zero-stress, hassle-free airport.
Tonight, the extreme weather gripping this nation. The boy swept away, 2 adults swept away trying to save him. Also, the emergency at Yellowstone, the home into a river, and the record-breaking heat across this country. First, those new images coming in, the unprecedented flooding emergency and rock slides forcing Yellowstone National Park to close entrances. The house falling into a raging river. Tonight, the new images of that home carried away, bridges and roads washed out, communities cut off, no power or safe drinking water, the rock slides that made travel treacherous, the severe storms across several states, the deadly flooding in Milwaukee, that boy swept away, the 2 adults trying to save him, then taken into a drainage tunnel. And tonight, the record-breaking heat gripping the country, more than 100 million Americans, at least 25 states. And now the water outages just as this heat moves in. Will Carr near Yellowstone tonight, Ginger Z timing this all out. Also tonight, on the eve of a major meeting of the Federal Reserve, the Fed considering the biggest interest rate hike in nearly 30 years, what this could mean for American families. The effort to cool down inflation, can it be done, though, without sending the country into recession? And tonight, families across this country, the father with a decent paying job in line at a food bank because the bills are rising so quickly. The retired teacher now working again. The reality for so many families. Tonight, the news just in, what Congresswoman Liz Cheney says to expect in the next public hearing from the January 6th committee, focusing on the pressure placed on former Vice President Mike Pence by the former president not to certify the election. And tonight here, what Mike Pence is now saying, speaking out. John Carl standing by. The war in Ukraine tonight, all eyes now on a key strategic city in eastern Ukraine. The last bridge destroyed by Russian shelling. Ukrainian fighters still there, and James Longman right there near the Eastern Front tonight. There is news tonight on WNBA star Brittany Griner. Tonight, Russia now extending her detention, what we're learning from the State Department. Outside New York City tonight, the school emergency, the bounce house overturning, school children inside. But authorities are now saying tonight, the scare at an American zoo, the family dog somehow ending up in the gorilla exhibit. The gorilla clearly not happy, the family's watching in horror, telling the dog to run. And the extraordinary work to get that dog to safety. And the famous band tonight and the announcement, leaving millions of fans shocked and very upset tonight.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with this extreme weather gripping much of this country. The storms in Milwaukee, for one. The 10-year-old boy swept away. The 2 adults trying to save him swept into a drainage tunnel as well. They have found the boy's body tonight. Also, the emergency inside Yellowstone Park, the home plunging into a river, they say because of unprecedented flooding, because of the rain and snowmelt. And across this country tonight, more than 100 million Americans under alert for record-breaking heat from California to Texas, from Chicago to the East Coast. The stunning images tonight from Gardner, Montana. This home swept away by the rushing Yellowstone River. The view from the other side of the river tonight, the foundation you can see gone there. That house slips into the water and is just swept away. Bridges and roads gone across the area. Many families staying in the park. They were forced to shelter in place. The images of the treacherous route through a rainy Yellowstone National Park, rocks falling on a car. That heat also fueling severe storms pummeling Chicago and parts of the Midwest, a damaging supercell traveling more than 100 miles. And as I mentioned in Milwaukee, the search after that 10-year-old boy and 2 adult men, they were all swept into that drainage ditch as heavy storms slammed the area overnight. And now tonight, the dangerous heat is spreading from Texas up to the Great Lakes and across to the east. In some areas, the heat index, the feel-like readings from 100 to 115 degrees. Tonight, all of those entrances to Yellowstone National Park remain closed. Ginger Z times all of this out. But first, ABC's Will Carr on the scene near Yellowstone tonight.
Tonight, extreme weather sweeping across the nation. In Montana, fast-moving floodwaters causing this catastrophic damage in and around Yellowstone, whisking away a shed, and then this massive house crashing into the current a few hours later. River dragging it downstream.
My grandparents were saying it's the highest it's been in about 100 years. So it's pretty crazy to see, for sure.
The unprecedented flooding forcing the closure of all entrances to Yellowstone National Park after heavy rainfall and near record high temperatures rapidly melted snowpack over the weekend. Parts of Highway 89, the main road on the north side of the national park, washed away.
Whoa.
Rocks falling onto the road, nearly missing this car as it exited the park.
The rain here has let up, but you still have towns submerged. This is a road, and you can see there are cars, businesses, and homes all still underwater.
The rising waters cutting off communities that border the Yellowstone River, leaving some without power and safe drinking water. Cindy Fogarty and her family visiting from Nashville, trapped in the town of Gardner.
It was just going really fast, and the water was just taking logs down the river, and it was just really fast.
The raging rapids ripping this bridge apart.
That was our way home.
Floodwaters rushing past this building, part of its walls now gone. The Montana National Guard evacuating at least 12 people. So far, no flood-related injuries or deaths reported. Heavy storms also hitting Milwaukee, where authorities say a 10-year-old boy and 2 men were swept away by high waters into a drainage ditch Monday night. Authorities locating the boy's body late today. They're still searching for the 2 men.
Swift water moving into an enclosed space in those tunnels provides us absolutely no opportunity to conduct some sort of rescue opportunity. We are conducting a recovery operation at this point.
And from the Great Lakes to the southeast, extreme heat expected to break records this week.
I am burning up. It's 110 out here, and I'm too old to be sitting out here.
In Odessa, Texas, where temperatures hit 100 degrees today, residents now under a boil water notice due to a major water main break. Demand for power in Texas surging to an all-time high earlier this week. Energy supplier ERCOT says so far they've had enough supply to meet demand. Back in Montana, the flood's striking just as the summer tourist season picks up. Tonight, the road to Gardner reopened, and Fogarty's family, along with hundreds of tourists, the first to leave.
It's sad that the people, some of them, they lost their home, and it's just sad what all took place. But I think it's a small town, and they will come together and help each other.
I'm sure they will. We're thinking about that community and so many others dealing with severe weather across the country tonight. And Will, I know many families just now getting out of Yellowstone. We've seen the line of cars. Any idea yet when Yellowstone reopens?
David, not until all the water recedes and we can see the full extent of all the damage. We do know the north side of the park will be closed for quite some time. It comes as the governor has declared a statewide disaster after everything that's played out here over the past 48 hours. David.
Well, we've seen what's happened there at Yellowstone and, of course, in the Midwest as well. So, Will, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z tracking it all. Of course, Ginger, now this record heat gripping much of the nation.
Yes, David, the heat is remarkable, especially because of how early in the season we're seeing it. Chicago hit 100 degrees, and that is the first time we've been this hot in 10 years. It was 2012 last time we saw 100 this early in the season. So look at this. Chicago and that excessive heat warning. Cincinnati finds themselves there as well. Paducah, Kentucky. The heat advisories stretch all the way to the Florida Panhandle, South Georgia. The numbers look like this. By tomorrow afternoon, you're going to feel like 103 in Detroit. Pittsburgh, the same. Savannah, Georgia, 108. Atlanta not getting a break at 101. And when you're this hot, and then some cool air is coming, you're going to have severe storms. Tornado threat is enhanced, especially for central Wisconsin, Madison, up to Oshkosh. I'd look out tomorrow. David?
We'll be watching first thing in the morning on GMA. Ginger, thank you. We're going to turn now to the other news this Tuesday night. We're on the eve of a key meeting of the Federal Reserve set to raise interest rates in this country, part of the effort to slow down this record inflation, of course, taking a real toll on American families. But can they do this without sending the country into recession? Many economists not convinced tonight. All eyes, of course, on the Federal Reserve now, set to raise those rates to slow the rising prices. And economists say the average family now paying nearly $350 more every month for the same things they were buying last year. ABC's Victor Akendo on families across this country now feeling this. He's from Florida tonight.
Tonight, with prices rising at their fastest clip in 40 years, the Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates by 3/4 of a point to slow inflation, the biggest hike in nearly 3 decades.
Everyone can agree that this inflation is very painful and it has to come down. So the only way of doing that is getting those interest rates up and slowing the growth rate in the economy.
The move will send the cost of credit cards, car loans to mortgages even higher at a time when Americans are already paying more for just about everything. In Minnesota,
is this not enough?
Demand soaring at this food bank.
Got 3 kids, 2 teenagers and a young one, so anything helps. We barely make it, and I get paid pretty good at my job.
Families are now shelling out nearly $350